Hello guys, this is Manpreet here again. Good evening. And today we are going to discuss about Linux basics. So today's agenda is about what is Linux, what are the Linux distributions available in the market, how to practice Linux basic commands and where to practice these commands. So what is Linux? As all of you must be knowing about Windows, that Windows is an operating system and it is installed on our laptops, desktops or servers also. So similarly, Linux is an open source operating system, and as per definition, is a software that sits underneath all of the other software on a computer, receiving requests from those programs and relaying these requests to the computer's hardware. So, for example, Linux is kind of interface between the hardware, for example, your laptop or your server, and the applications which are installed on the operating system. So, for example, VLC Media Player is an application, and your Windows is an or Linux is an operating system, and your laptop or your desktop or your server is in hardware. So, Linux is kind of software, is a kind of open source software. Um, which is an interface between the hardware and the software, and it has its own kernel which interprets and make software use hardware to run over that particular operating system. So these are the different types of Linux distributions which we call available in the market. So these are the most popular ones. So CentOS is the first one we are going to talk about. CentOS, which is a free analog of Reddit, and Debian, which is Debian, then Fedora, Gentoo, Linux Mint, Mandriva, SUSE. SUSE is basically German based, and most of the companies like Bentley and other companies use SUSE version of Linux. Then Oracle Enterprise Linux, which is maintained and supported by Oracle. Then we have Red Hat Enterprise, which is the most popular uh, operating system or Linux operating system which is used nowadays, and it's supported by Red Hat. And as you must be knowing that IBM has bought Red Hat now, so IBM will also be supporting Red Hat for that. Then we have SUSE Linux Enterprise and Ubuntu. Ubuntu is the best operating system if you want to do any learnings, or CentOS also is the best one if you suppose you have some production servers in Red Hat and you want to do some testings. So you can install CentOS on your laptops and you can do testing on that. So rather than wasting our time, let's get our hands dirty. So now I'm going to tell you about this website, that is webminel.org, where directly you can learn about the basics of Linux and basic Linux commands. So let's switch over to this particular website. So I've already opened this website on my Chrome. So you can see that this is webminel.org, and these are the tabs available on this particular website. So let me first log out of this. This is the first page when you get onto this website. So we have a register. You need to register on this. I am already registered, so I'll directly log into this. Okay. So my user ID and password is this. I'll log into this. And then when I log into this, as you can see that this is a free GNU Linux online terminal, and it can be used for practicing Linux command. You can write bash scripting, you can do scripting, even you can create and access MySQL tables. Suppose when we'll be learning DevOps, that time we need to learn, we'll be learning about MySQL. Then you can learn Python programming, and you can perform root user tasks. Lot of things you can do on this particular terminal. So right now I've created a basic access to this particular terminal. So to log in, you need to click on this terminal. So on the right side, it will show what is the user ID, same user ID which you have made you have registered with, you'll be using the same user ID to log in. So let's do it. So my user ID is Singham, SINGHM. I won't tell you my password. You can reset your password yourself. So now I've logged in into this, and you can see that they have set their moddy file to show this particular page to us. So now you can see that you need not to go anywhere. There are almost 11 lessons, basic Linux lessons available for you to practice. So directly you can start with the lesson 1. Okay, before that, so the first lesson 1, the first command for us to learn is pwd, that is present working directory. So if I run pwd, it shows that this is home Singham. So my user ID was Singham, and it's the home of and this is particular home of my user ID. So whenever we log in through our user ID, it will directly fall into my particular home directory. So it shows that I can change my directory using cd, that is change directory, to suppose I do slash, that means it will go to the root directory, and then if I do pwd, it will show that it has come to slash, that is root. Okay, so now let's again go back to the directory which I've been previous into. So for that I can do cd hyphen, so it will make me go to the same directory which I was into previously. So you can see that I've again come back to home Singham. So you can again run pwd, so it will show that this I have come into home Singham. Now let's go to another command, that is mkdir-v-dir1. So as the name suggests, mkdir is for making the directory, v is for verbose, and the directory, this is the name of the directory. Okay, so if I run mkdir-v, let's suppose test, so it will create test directory. So for that I can do lsfn lrt. This will show what are the directories available in my home directory. So if I do lsfn lrt, so you can see that these are the files that I've been doing some scripting. So these are the files which I've created before. So this is the directory which I've created, and you can see that this is shown by D. So it means this is a directory. If there is no D, it means this is a file. Okay. So you can see that this person has created, using this command, 2-3 directories you can create directly with this command. Okay. So there are many commands present in this particular lesson. These are basic commands, you can learn that. Now I will go to lesson 2. So lesson 2 has the name is create files, display contents, and stats. So for creating files there are 2-3 commands like cat or cat touch. Okay, so touch, it will simply create a file1. Okay, so if I do this, if I do ll, so it will show that I have created file1 which size is 0. I have created on 19 December at this particular time. Obviously this server is hosted in some other place of the world, that's why the time is different. You can see the time by running date command. You can see that it's into some UK place, I guess. So you can see that it's 19 December Wednesday, and the time is afternoon 3 p.m. Okay, so this is the command which we have run, touch command, to create particular file. Then you can similarly, this particular person has made another file with the same command touch. If we go further, then yeah. So now this is the command which is used to write particular words in a particular file. Okay, now let's suppose we have created a file 1. So if I do echo hello Manpreet, redirection to test file, which I'm sorry, file 1 file. If we do that, and if we do lsfn lrt, sorry, ll, so you can see that previously the size of file was 0, right? Now it's 15 bytes. So if you go into this, it means that something has been written into this. So you can directly do, there is another command, more file1. So it will show you the file, what's the content of this. So hello manpage, so that's what we have echoed to this particular file. Similarly, you can redirect other things also. Suppose again I don't want to overwrite this, but I want to add another line to this. So I'll do echo good evening. Then now here I need to give double signs because I am appending. I do not want to overwrite this data which is already written. I want to append that. So I'll do file, name of the file. Okay. So now if I do more file1, so you can see that it got appended beneath this. However, if I have done only one single sign, it will obviously uh, it will obviously remove the it will overwrite the previous data which is written in that. Okay, now you can see if I do only single sign, and now if I do more file1, so you can see that all the data which was there previously, it got overwritten by the data which we have passed right now. Okay, so this is the basic. And similarly, like more command is there. Similarly, there is another command cat. So you can do cat file1, same data, it will show the same thing. So both are the same things, right? Now this is a very good command. Suppose your file has almost 10,000 of lines or 20,000 of lines, and you just want to see the first two lines from the file. Then you need to run head. As the name suggests, head is where at the top of your body. So top of the body of the file, using head you can see head -2 or your file1. Anyway, our file has only one line, so it won't create much of a difference. But if your file has lot many lines, more than 1,000 lines, and you want to see the top 2 or top 10, you can do that head -10 file1. Okay, similarly, if you want to see, suppose some log, you have been working and you want to see some logs, and you want to see the latest thing, then you will run tail hyphen that last log. Tail means the last log, the latest log which got written into this. So you can see the last 10 lines using tail command. So this is how you can use head and head and tail. These two commands are very important commands for a Linux system administrator. Okay, so this is also command. This is not much used, but you can use in the case of you want to see some stats of the particular files and directories. So you can do, suppose I have created files, so I can do stat file1. Okay, so it will show you that how many blocks are there, what is the size that is 13 bytes. Okay, how many inodes are there, does it have any links, what is the permission. This is a very good thing, permission of that particular file, which user has created this file. So Singham user has created, what is the group of that particular user, that is Singham itself, because I'm not this particular user is not assigned to any particular group, right? And what is the context used? This is a context thing which is nowadays used in Red Hat 7 and the latest operating systems. And um, what time this file was first accessed, what time this file was modified or changed. Okay, so these are the stats of a file. Similarly, we had created one directory. Named as test. So you can check for that also. Stat test. If you run this, so you can see again the size and the blocks, and the permission is a directory, it's not a file like this, right? So what is the user id, gi, group id, context, these things. So the stat, is a good command but not used that much. Okay, So this is, we are good with this lesson 2. We'll go ahead to lesson 3. So now I forgot to tell you that as in on our Windows operating system we have directories like C, D, E, F, or the files they are also called as partition C, D, E, F, G, H. Similarly on Linux we have if we run df command, that is df hyphen h, so it will show you these are the particular file systems which we have in this particular OS. We can configure more also, but right now I have this much. So this is slash device slash dev, so it means all the device files will be residing here. So slash dev is like in Windows when you connect any USB, so obviously you can see on the right side that some driver is getting loaded. So similarly when you connect any device like USB or hard disk or other things to your server or to your laptop, device files will be created in this particular file system. Similarly, we have slash run. Slash run is a file system. Suppose you run any particular service and its process will be created for that particular service. So that process will have its own process ID. So that will be created in this particular file system. Similarly, we have another file system slash home. We have home is the home directory of all the users which are present on this server. There can be hundred of users and their home directory can be in this. So we can configure while creating a user. So this is what similar. So now as we can see that df command was used to see the file systems available in the server, and similarly we can see there is command du, that is disk usage. So how much is this particular file system using? So we can also see that du hyphen sk or slash run. So you can see that there are a lot many files in that, but we cannot access it. Okay, otherwise I'll give you an example. I'll go to my home directory itself. I'll go to my home directory. We can directly, if you want to go to your home directory, cd then tilde, then type your user name. So you'll go to your home directory. You can do pwd present working, so you are in your home directory. If you do ll, you can see that these are the files. Now if I do du-sk, du- sorry, du-sk and then file1, it will show that size of my file is particularly 4 KB. Okay, K is for KB. Okay, so that's how you can use du. Similarly, du can be used over a directory also or a file also. Okay, and next is copy. Yes, so if I want to copy this particular file to some other place, so I can run this command cp -v, then suppose my file that is test, I want to copy into some another user's directory, so I can do that using copy command. Okay, and suppose there I want to copy all the data in this particular directory, so I'll do cp-vr. So r is recursive means how many directories or how many files, whatever how many files are there in this particular directory, those will be copied to under this directory. Okay, so this is how copy command, so powerful command, can be used. md5 sum is not an important one, so we will be skipping that. Yes, so mv, now I want to rename my file or a directory, or I want to move one particular directory completely. I don't want to copy it, I want to move it directly from one file system or one directory to another directory, so I can use move command. Okay, so you can see how what they have done is they have created one directory mkdir, then they have moved all the data or all the files with txt extension in this particular dir to this particular dir5. So we are not copying it. If we had put copy here, it will copy it, so data will be there in directory 2 also, dir5 also, but here we have moved it, so there won't be any data after we move it, right? So now what we have done here is we have done move dir5 to dir4. Now this won't copy your data from dir5 to dir50. It will rename this particular directory to this particular name. So dir5 will be renamed to dir50. So now all the data we have is in dir50. So this is very simple example you can learn. Now this is also a very good command which is used, that is ln. So link, it's like for example on your Windows operating system, you create shortcuts to your files, right, on your desktops, right? So this similarly we can create we can create our soft links, or also soft links or the shortcuts or the hard links to your particular file. So these are the shortcuts you are creating with using ln. Okay, so here you can see that there are two types of links, hard links and soft links. Okay, which more like work like shortcuts, as I told you. So this stat will show you the status of that particular file. It will give, this will also give same. So here you can see that he has created a soft link using ln-s command. Okay, so this is how you use this. And now another command is rm. This is a very this is a command which is used for removing anything. We have seen copying, we have seen moving the or renaming the file. Now it's rm, right? Rm can be used. You can see if I've done rm hyphen r means recursively, and it all the files which are present in this particular directory will be deleted. Okay, this is how it's rm command is used. Similarly, we can directly run on the rm and then the name of the file. Directly you can run on any file also, on directory also. So this is how you use these basic commands. Now if you want to remove a directory which is empty. Okay, suppose you want to remove a empty directory, then you need to do rmdir command. So this is how we are done with the lesson 3. Now let's do lesson 4. Sorry, I'm going a bit faster because this is not a very important thing, but it's important for the people who doesn't know about Linux, right? So now ps is the command which is used to, as the name suggests, it's a snapshot of currently running processes. So it shows how many services are running. If I run ps here, you can see currently for my user it will show only 2 services which are running. This is a service, this is a command which I have run right now, and this is the shell which is running for me. Okay, or you can run ps-ef. So it will show all the processes, all the users which are logged in. You can see here that many users are right now using this particular terminal. You can see what they are doing, what process they have started. See, you can see this particular Anand is logged in, then Amir is logged in, Ashish is logged in. Okay, this guy is doing some editing, some scripting, some script. He has run vim command. So you can see what a particular user is running the process in the server using ps-ef command. Okay, and if you want to grab a particular, suppose I want to I saw some name as Gudia. Suppose I want to search only these processes, how many people are running on their shell. So I'll run grep ps-ef pipe. So pipe, and pipe means is like a filter for you. Grep-i then sh. Okay, so it will show all the people who are running been sh in it will highlight in red also, right? You can see that these many people are running their shell. So this is a very good command, ps command. And if you want to kill any particular process, so you can see that the first column is there, it's the process id. Okay, you can see that this is the process id, so you can kill. But now right now I cannot kill because I am not a root user, right? I cannot kill, I am a user a, I cannot kill a process of user b, right? But if I am a root user, I can do anything on the server. I am the administrator of this server. Okay, suppose I want to kill this process, then I'll write kill and then the process ID. So you'll be able to kill if you are a root, or you will be able to kill your process only. That you can do. Okay. Okay. And sometimes if you kill the process, those process doesn't get killed because maybe they are very hardened to the server, so or hardened to the operating system. So then you use kill -9. Okay, so this command uh, this command will obviously most of the times it will kill your particular process. So these are not important. Kill all command is not important. Nice is not important as of now. Yes, pst is very good command which can be used when you will be learning aws or devops. So if you run pst, you can see pst is, if you run, yes, so here if you see I have run pst, so here you can see that it will show, the tree, like from where this particular service was started. So the first service was started was systemd or init, then it opened the shell, then it opened this particular pst command. So it's like this. So if for particular process I can check, for example pst sh, if I do, I'm sorry, pst, if I do singam, that is my user id, so it will show. Okay, so it will show, it's like a tree that from where this particular service was started, and what was the parent id of that particular process. Okay, so these are not important. ps3 was important. Top is important. Top is very important command, because suppose sometimes what happens in, you are running lot of services on lot of processes on your server, and your server gets hung. So that time you can, using top command, you can check what are the services which are taking the high cpu utilization. Okay, you can see here that it's taking almost not much, but only 0.3 percentage of your cpu utilization. Then 99% is free, then only one zombie process is there. Zombie process is a process which doesn't have its parent. Okay, parent id. So this is a very good command which can be used. You can see also the memory which is assigned to, so this is kilobyte, so you can convert it to mb. Once again, mb, then GB. So this server has almost 15 GB of memory, which, and in which free is almost this much. So this is how can you can use top command. So these are very important commands. PS3, then top, then kill, then ps. So these commands are very important. Then ps-ef also. So these importance are very these commands are very important, important basic process commands. So let's switch on to lesson 4 now. I'm sorry, lesson 5 now. Yeah, so as you should have seen that how I used grep previously. Now here this is lesson 5 is for manipulating or passing the file contents. Okay, so if you can see grep linux hello, what it will show. So grep is a filter which searches for matching words or line on the file to search entire directory of files. Okay, now I'll give you an example. Suppose my file was file1, right? So I'll write, you can edit this file using vi editor. You can learn this is this you need to learn this vi editor if you want to learn linux. It's very important. So it's written as good evening. Now let's write something else. Hi jackass, salam, namaste. So I've written these three things in this. Okay, now suppose in real scenario, what will happen, there will be thousands of lines. Okay, and in those thousands of lines you want to search for a particular word or a particular line, then how you won't open that and you will go manually, right? So suppose I want to search something in this, so I'll do more file one simple, then pipe, then I'll do grep, then I'll do hyphen I. Hyphen I is used when if you that character is capital or small, it will search for both. Okay, I want to search evening. Okay, so it showed me that it had my sub file had this particular line which had evening word in it. Okay, now if I do something, let's Goa. If I type Goa, so there is nothing with the word, right? There is nothing in my file with the name word Goa. So this is how this pipe and grep is widely used. Okay, so this is very important, very important. Grep and these are very important things. Cut can be you can study about cut, but this is a bit not basic one because it's mostly used in scripting and day to day also, but right now it's not required for you to learn. Yeah, diff command is very important. As diff commands, suppose there are two files, there was one file previously and there was suppose some configuration file. Okay, and I've edited that file and done something, did some changes in that, and I did made another file. Okay, now this new file is not able to run. Okay, what we'll do, we'll see the difference, what was the difference, or what changes you have done. You forgot what changes you have done, then you'll run diff command and the file which was old file and the new file, so you can see the difference between the both of those files, right? This is how you use diff command. So in this, diff command is very important. Cut and sort is good one, you can you need to learn about it, I won't tell you. Then grep and grep hyphen I is very important. Try to use grep hyphen I in most of the cases because it's very useful. Okay, so now let's go to lesson 6. Lesson 6, let's see, let's begin with a command that manipulates. Lesson 6. Yeah, so lesson 6 is about changing the file attributes. Attributes means whether that file is read only, write only, or executable only. So mainly, I'll open the notepad and I'll tell you. So suppose there is a file. The permission of the file is mainly can be seen by, as you can see, it's there is 666, right? 666. So this is a octal value actually, which can be explained as RW, RW, RW. So R has the value of 4, W has the value of 2, and X has the value of 1. I'm sorry. So R means readable, that it has value of 4, that this file can be written into, that is its value is 2, executable, that its value is 1. So in above file you can see that the permission is RW. It means that any user can read that file or write into that file. Similarly, RW, this is for group. All the users or that particular group will be able to read or write into that file, and the other people. Other people means that other than owner and other than the group, they'll also be able to read and they'll be able to write. Okay, this is the permission of a file. So we can change the permission if you now if you go to the server, if you do lsfnlrt, you can see that we have a file here, right? I have a file here, you can see. So this file has owner is me, that is Singham. It has the it will be able to read that file also and write into that file also. Also my group is, suppose there was some other group, so all of the users in that particular group will also be able to read or write into that file. But the other people than me, suppose you are there, so you won't be able to write into that file, you can only read that particular file. Okay, so this is the permission, and you can change this permission by using chmod command. So if I do 665, okay, 6 means 4 plus 2, right? That means read and write. 6, 4 plus 2, right? It means read, write. And 5 is 4, 2, 1. So sorry, 4 plus 1, that is read and execute. So if I do chmod 65 and file 1, okay, so some changes has been there. If I do ll, you can see. Sorry, yeah. So you can see the permission has been changed to 6, 6 and 5, because r has the value of 4, w is not there because it had the value of 2, it's not there, right? So, and then x has the value of 1, so 4 plus 1 is equals to 5, so it has the value 665. Okay, so other users won't be able to write into that file, but other users will be able to execute this particular file. So this is how a permission on particular file works. Now if you see a directory, okay, this is a directory, it has value rwx, 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 oh sorry, rx. Okay, so if you go to this particular file, let me see where is the particular directory. Yeah, so if I do chmod 7, I'm sorry, chmod 777, then test, what will do? And let's FNLRT. You can see it has been changed, right? Previously what was that? It was this, now it is this. So it has given the complete permission. So for a directory we have permission as 777, or it's the maximum permission which can be given to a directory 777, and maximum permission which can be given to a file is 666. So these are the commands which you need to follow. These are the basics only I'm telling, and you can go through these lessons and you can learn everything. Okay, I will suggest you to go one by one. I'm going a bit faster. So let's go to lesson 7, and these are the commands which can be used for locating a file and what's the type of that file. So suppose I don't know, oh, what is this? Anyway, I can see that it's a directory. Okay, if I run file on this, let's see what does it give. File test 1. I'm sorry, it's not there. File test. So what does it tell? It tells it's a directory, right? Similarly, if I do file file 1, it will show it's an ASCII text. Okay, similarly, if we had any binary file, we are not sure, we are not able to see what's in that, we can run file command on that particular file and we can see what is the type. So there can be binary files also, right? So this is the command, file command. And if we go further, yeah, find command is a very good command. So you have some particular you want to search some particular file, okay, in somewhere in your whole server, but you do not know where it is. Okay, now if I want to search, suppose what I'll do is I'll run find command, then I'll do slash slash. Okay, it means it will run everywhere. Then I'll do type the name of the file. Suppose I did test. Okay, it will search the whole server, and how many files are there for test, it will show you. Let's see. So these many it's searching everywhere. Okay, you can see that it's searching everywhere. So we'll interrupt this in between. Okay, so if we go a bit above, anyway I have interrupted in between. So anyway, to explain you, so it will tell you where this particular file is residing and where it is. Okay, so the find command is a very good command. It's mostly used in scripting and mostly used on day-to-day basis by Linux administrator. So you need to learn about find command. Okay, you can learn this. What it is doing, it is searching find in my this particular directory where I'm in right now. Okay, hyphen type, what is the type of the file? It is file. It's if we have written directory, then it would be D, and execute. So it will do ls and lrt in the current directory, and it will tell you give you the information about how many files are there. Not how many files, whatever files you have, it will give you in this particular my particular directory. Suppose my directory has 10 my current directory has 10 folders and 20 files, and I have searched for only files, so it will only give you that 20 files are these are the files which are available in your particular directory, because I have done lsf and lrt. So this is how you use and locate file and its type. Okay, if you go to next further, so these are for system and user details. So sometimes we need to check about, suppose some user is logged or some issue has happened with particular user, and if I want to check about my system, so I can run these commands. So if I run uptime first command, so it will show when this server was up. This server is almost up by almost more than 1 year, right? And uh, so this server was rebooted almost 1 year back. So this is the uptime. Then date command, I already told you, it will tell today's date and time. Okay, and then the next command is who. If I run who, so it won't give you who. If I do who -hu, so it won't give you, because you are not a root user, right? If you are a root user, it will tell you how many users are already logged in your server. Okay, so mount command will give you mount or mount-v. Also you can run what file system was mounted at what time. Okay, so you can see that sdc1 was mounted on home, and the type of file system is xfs. Okay, so you can run this command. So you can learn about this. Free command is there. Free command will tell you about your memory in your server. Okay, so you can see that your main memory is almost this is in MB, so for uh, almost 14 GB or 15 GB of your memory is there, and the almost 2 GB is almost used. So it's like this. Okay, so there is no swap memory available in the server. So this is how you check your memory. So these are very basic and good commands which you should know about. Okay, now let's go to lesson 9. So these are the process basic commands. You can see host name. It will give you what is host name. Host name means what is the server name. Okay, if I run one second, if I run host name, then it will show you. See, my host name is server1, and this is the fqdn of my that is the domain of my server. Okay, and if I go for the file is, I already told you what is the, it will tell you what kind of file it is, so it should be binary, I guess. Let's see. Right, first we'll do where is. Also you can say this is a command, right? It means it would be a binary, right? So where it's residing, you can run this command, where is host, where is host name. So it gave you, here it is, right? Now if I want to see what kind of file it is, I can copy this, I can do file and then paste. So it gave you that it's the ELF 64-bit LSB executable file. My operating system is 64-bit. Okay, version is this. It's mainly used as a dynamically linked file. It's used as a shared libraries, and it's used for GNU Linux. Okay, so these things are there. You can see that. If you can try to do this, you won't be able to do cat, because you won't be able to see anything in this. Those will be uh, arbitrary characters. You won't be able to understand them. Okay. Then if we go further, what's the PS we have already discussed. So PS, when you run that processor which processes which are in my server, so you can see that process ID. Every process which is run into my server, it has its own process ID on it, what terminal it's running. Okay. So parent process, I already told you, which we can see using PS3 command. P3 command is some operating system. Okay, so you can go through this completely. I'm just giving you the overview or the basics. So let's go to lesson 10 now. Lesson 10. Yeah. So however, they have talked about background process. It's good that they have talked about sleep, but I will tell you further or more than this. Suppose I've run this particular command, and that command will take almost half an hour. Okay, so if that command will run half an hour, I cannot wait for that command, right? I want to do other work also. So what I'll do is, I'll see, here they have done it. Okay, so what they'll do is, they'll put ampersand after that particular command. So this command, why they have used this? Because sleep is, it will give you a breather of 5 seconds. Okay, if I run sleep 5, so it will stuck for 5 seconds, and it will then come out. So if we can see that I have run sleep 5, it will wait for 5 seconds, counting is going on, then it came out. Okay, now if I have given it for um, suppose 1 hour, so suppose my command or some script runs for 1 hour, so I cannot wait for the this prompt to come. So what I'll do is, I'll run that particular commands, and I'll do ampersand. Ampersand, it means it will send that particular command or script or process to background. So meanwhile, I can do anything, whatever I want to do. Okay, so whatever I want to do, I can do that, and I can check the status of that particular job using jobs command. So it's done. So it means that it has come out now. Okay, so this is how we use the background processes, and this is very important if you are running big or long process jobs. Okay, similarly, if you want to bring them back to foreground, then you can run fg and then the name of fg and then the this particular process id. Okay, job id. Okay, this is how you bring them to foreground. Okay, so please, I am again requesting you, please go through each of these commands one by one, and I'm pretty sure I have also gone through each of them in my initial years. So and your basics about Linux will be very clear after going through this. If I go to lesson 11, so it's about what are the Linux process states. This is not important right now, but you can check it. Second. Let's read about it. So what it will tell you is PS, same command. So showing the process, -s is for interruptible sleep. Okay, and suppose I want to see some dead process, then I'll see ps-x. Sometimes what happen, your file, uh, your process gets defunct, and or gets as a zombie. Then you search them by ps-capital Z, so it will show you all the zombie process. I think we had one zombie process in this, right? We have run command top. And you can see, I think there was one zombie process on this server, right? So we have this one zombie process, so we can see that particular zombie process. One second. Oh, it's not coming out. Yes, it has come. So if I do ps-z, see, it will show you. So these are the zombie processes which are running in my operating system. Okay. So you can see this, how to kill, how they have killed, how they can kill this particular process ID using process ID, this PS. Then you can kill using kill, and then this process ID. This is how you can kill a zombie process. Okay. So this, you need to go through each of the topic which is given in this. So we are almost done with all the basics of Linux, and while learning about AWS and DevOps, I'll be telling about more about networking, and more about how to install particular softwares or packages in my operating system, how to use RPM, Yum. Those things I'll be telling you while I'll be doing hands-on on AWS and DevOps. Okay, for further things also you can see, you can learn about MySQL, you can learn about scripting, then Python also you can learn. So a lot of things are there for an initial person, for a person who is learning Linux on his initial days. So let's log out of it. Anyway, I'll log it out later on. You can do exit also here. Exit or control D you can do. So I have logged out. Okay. So please visit this web minel.org. I'll give this link in my description of YouTube, this particular video, so you can log into this. You need not to create any operating system, you need not to install any operating system in your laptop or VMware anywhere. You can directly come into this and you can learn about basic things of Linux. Okay, let's come back to our PPT. So this is the resources, and I'll give this particular URL in my YouTube also. Thank you everyone, and goodbye, good evening, good night, and request you to subscribe to this channel, share and like, and also let me know if you have any queries or any issues you're facing in day-to-day your Linux work or AWS work. And thank you very much. Good night. Bye bye.